oppress my people, women rule over them. We're seeing a lot of young men growing up, joining gangs, dropping out of school, getting girls pregnant, rebelling against mom and dad, committing crimes, going to prison, doing drugs. God says, the youths oppress my people for a reason. You know what the reason is? Because the women rule over them. He's not saying that it's the women's fault. What he's saying is, where are the men? Where are the men to be the fathers and to rule and guide the family? Where are the men in the church to guide the young men who are without fathers? Where are the men? Because if we're going to depend on the women to lead the family, we're going to have youths growing up to oppress the society. And that's what we're seeing today, is youths out of control. And there's a reason why they're out of control. Because God never called the wives, the mothers, to rule the family. He gave that job to the men, to be the fathers. Because there's only things that fathers can do that mothers cannot do. And of course, there's only things that mothers can do that fathers can do. And what he's showing here is a fatherless society that is causing youths to be oppressive people. I read the story about a zoo in Africa. It's called the KwaZulu National Zoo. And there they had these elephants, you know, roaming around and roaming with other animals like the hippos. And someone had some bright idea to take all the adults out and let the young elephants be by themselves. When they did, there were some strange things that were taking place. Number one, they noticed that these animals became sexually active early, and their period of being in heat was longer than the average elephant. So they became actually more sexually active. Then these young elephants started to rape the hippos. That's right. They started to rape them, and these were endangered species too. And so the zoo officials were very concerned about it. And then somebody had the smart idea to say, you know what, maybe we made a mistake in pulling the adults out. And so they decided to put 10 male elephants to straighten up these delinquent elephants. And sure enough, these 10 male bulls, got all of them straightened up, and they started to act right. Listen to me, I know we're better than elephants, but we can learn a lesson from this. Is the moment we have young people growing up without fathers, bringing discipline and needed balance in the home, we're going to have a rebellion taking place. Don't you understand? Most of the kids that's joining gangs, they're without fathers. I mean, we're seeing some problems right now. Go to Malachi chapter 4 for a moment. Let me show you something in Malachi 4. This is an important passage. Malachi 4, verse 5. Malachi chapter 4, verse 5. It says, "See, I will send you the prophet Elijah before the great and dreadful day of the Lord comes." Now watch what he will do. He will turn the hearts of the father to the children, and the hearts of the children to the fathers, or else. Have you ever said that to your kid? You better do this or else. Or else what? Well, when God says or else, he doesn't say or else, oh, I don't know what I'm going to do. No, he has the or else, and he has the answer to the or else. If fathers don't get back to having their heart toward their children, here's what's going to happen. I will come and strike the land with a curse. There will be a curse on the nation. And a curse is an invisible force of judgment that causes bad things to happen. And we are seeing this beginning in our nation. And what's the reason for the problems in our nation? You know, sometimes we get superficial. We don't really get the problem. You know, people will say, you know, the problem with our nation is you got the Democrats too liberal and they spend all of our money. You got this problem, and everyone deals with superficial issues. What's our problem? Is it overspending? Listen to me. The problem isn't a Democrat as president or a Republican in Congress. That's not the problem. You can get a Republican in office, and that's going to make just a dent, a little small change. Because in the end, if the government has to build more prisons, you're going to have to spend more money. And people are going to have to find money to pay those taxes, to pay for those prisons. You know what the real problem is? Is we're having children raised without fathers.